Here he finds Ramakrishna is very simple and he's making merry and he's talking to them and making fun of Yam also. He said Yam, he compared Yam with the peacock. When you give peacock, the drug at the particular time, next day it will come at the particular time exactly to take another dose. And that is what he says. So Yam started coming to Dakshineswar and he compared Yam as a peacock because he has got the dose now, so he will be coming every time. Like that, he made fun of him. So with all that, that is one thing. Now, after coming to Balram Bose's house, another great event he saw that. He had seen Master going into Samadhi, but he could never imagine his own school students. They were all Naren and Rakal, they were all that school students, and he was the headmaster. His own students getting into Samadhi by the grace of Sri Ramakrishna. This he could never imagine. First time he is seeing how Rakal is falling on the ground and he is getting rounding round on the ground, he is there. And he was surprised to see. And Rakal is unable to control his ecstasy. Young boy, 16-year-old boy, going into Samadhi. And he says he is laying on the floor in ecstasy, completely unconscious of the world. The world did not exist for him. And Sri Ramakrishna, seeing Rakal's state, how nicely he brought him back. He went near Rakal, touched his chest and said, peace, peace, shanti, shanti, shanti. He said that, touching his chest. And then slowly Rakal is coming back to the world. And he saw Nitya Gopal. Nitya Gopal was another great devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. That is a young boy. He used to come. And Nitya Gopal says, his chest glowed with the upsurge of emotion. When the emotion comes, and it will say in your chest as well as on your face. When it is said, Sri Ramakrishna's father, he was a highly venerated Brahman of that village, Khudiram Chattopadhyaya, and he used to go and take bath in the pond of the Kamarpukur village. And pond is for everybody, you see. All the caste people will go and take bath there. But then, even the other Brahmins who are taking bath in the pond, immediately when they see Khudiram is coming towards the pond, they all will get out of the pond, leaving the entire pond for him alone to take bath. Not because he is a Brahmin caste and is a very higher caste, so giving respect. That may be there, because in those days the caste differences were such that there may be there. But then another thing what the villagers used to say to the other people was this, that when they used to see Khudiram, bare body, bare-chested man, with only dhoti, half dhoti, with that gamcha, we call it gamcha in Bengal. So putting on the gamcha, he's walking towards the pond, and they see his chest, fully reddened, full of emotion, and he's taking the name of Narayana. And telling the Narayana's name, his chest has become reddened, and that people see that, oh, he's a holy man is coming. So we should not disturb him. So they get out of the pond. So such is the condition of Nitya Gopal. Nitya Gopal glowed with that light. It is a light emanating from, it's called Tejas. In Sanskrit, we call it Tejas. Tejomayi, Tejosi, Tejomayi Dehi. One of the Rigvedic hymn. We teach the children. I used to teach our South African children. Say this every day. It comes in Rigveda. Tejosi, Tejomayi Dehi. Thou art Tejas. Give me the Tejas that I can sustain it in my life. Like that you pray. Tejosi, Tejomayi Dehi. Viryamasi, Viryamayi Dehi. Balamasi, Balammayi Dehi. Ojosi, Ojomayi Dehi. Manyurasi, Manyumayi Dehi. Sahosi, Sahomayi Dehi. The 7 qualities are there, which we pray to the divine within us. So by praying this every day, when I had Diksha, my Guru taught me this. He said, every day during your meditation time, you should pray. I said, whom I am asking this? Give me, I am asking. To whom I am asking? To your inner controller, he said. To your antaryamin. He who stays within you, the divinity within you, to that you are asking. That means you are now eligible for manifesting these qualities. That's why you have to seek this. When you seek these qualities, then that qualities will automatically manifest in you. So how to manifest these qualities? Tejas. So you have to seek for that. Then you will be imbibed with that. So Yam saw here another important thing is Ramakrishna not only goes into samadhi, his disciples, young boys with whom he was making merry, now they also experience samadhi. This is something very new to him. So long Yam had not had any samadhi, that you must understand. Though he is the teacher of these boys, he has not attained. But he looked at them with a very wonderment. And then Rakhal at this time had studied a short while in Vidyasagar school at Shyampukur. This Vidyasagar had a great man in Bengal at the time. He had many schools, and one of the schools, Shyampukur school, Yam was the headmaster, and there Rakhal has studied. So he knows. So when the music was over, all the devotees sat down for their meal. Balram, the Yajaman of this house, the Balram is the owner of the house. He is the master of the house. He is standing like a servant. This is something wonderful that we all have to imbibe. You see how the Balaram, such a great devotee of master, and always standing like a servant. Anything, can I do some service to you? Like that is standing. All the devotees are seated and they are all taking food at one place. Only in those days, very, very conservative society of Bengal. Ladies would not come into the Baitak Khana, as they say. We say lounge, we call it. Drawing room, we say that. Drawing hall, I say. So in the drawing room or the lounge, as you say here. So in the lounge, ladies won't come. Only the men folk will be sitting, and if any visitor comes, he will be sitting there. But if the visitor is a very elderly person and he is a religious person, then he is allowed to go into the Antar Mahal. So where he can go into the ladies' apartment. That is called ladies' apartment, which is inside. Not everyone is allowed to go, mind you. Not everyone can be taken inside. But Sri Ramakrishna saw all his devotees were seated and they are all taking food. Then he was invited inside so that the ladies can make pranam to him and then feed him there. So there the ladies fed him there and he ate and then he came away. So this was but of course Yam stood in the Baitakana itself and he took his meals. This is over. Now a few days later, Yam repeats visit. Now you must understand, whatever Yam wrote, these are all his visits to Dakshineswar and to Kashipur. And wherever master took him, that is one of the very important, interesting element we see in master. If he has to go to any place, he would not go alone. He would tell other devotees also, hey, come with me, like that. In a group going. That also, I am also doing that because I also like that. In a group where you go, there is a more joy. There is a more merriment, more the merrier, as they say. So when you go with a group, it is nice. Everybody gets some chance of getting some type of experience in a group. So that's why we invite, yes, come, like that. So when the master used to take people, Yam also he has taken many places. So that's how all those narrations are recorded in the gospel. That's why you will find every time that Yam is visiting Dakshineswar, Yam is visiting this house, that house to see master, and with the master he has been traveling in the boat. All those things, details will come. So he was at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It was a Sunday. The master and he were sitting on the steps of the Shiva temple. If you had gone to Dakshineswar and if you had not gone, please make it a important itinerary in your Calcutta trip. You must visit Dakshineswar. It's such a beautiful campus. Even now when we go to India, or particularly Belur Math, we make it a point to visit Dakshineswar and have the darshan of Mother Kali. She is a very beautiful, it's the image of Mother Kali is there. That image is a living image. And it has got the status of a Shakti Pita on the modern days. The 51 Shakti Pitas are worshipped all over the world. They say the world means, I'm telling, the eastern part of Asia, part of India. You will find there are many Shakti Pitas are there. And mythologically, there are 51 Shakti Pitas are there. Each Shakti Pita signifying one Bija mantra. So in Sanskrit alphabet, there are 51 alphabets are there. Some say 52, but it doesn't matter. But the accepted number of alphabets are 51. So each alphabets are considered as one Bija mantra. And one Shakti Pita signifies one Bija mantra. So 51 Shakti Pitas are known, are put in India. Say the area wise, if you see India, Sri Lanka, then Burma, then Afghanistan in the west, and it goes up to Afghanistan end to Iran, and it goes up to Burma and Cambodia. It goes. So all these places, there are some temples are called Shakti Pitas, and if you go there, you can actually feel the vibrations, the energy vibrations. If you stay, of course, for at least 3 nights. That's why our older monks would always say, once I went to Jairam Bhatti, and next day I have to come back to Calcutta for important work. And the senior Swami there, he said, what? You are coming to mother's place and staying for 1 night? 3 nights you have to stay. Cancel that appointment in Calcutta. Stay here, I won't allow you to go. Then of course when the senior monk says what to do, so I had to cancel and stayed there for 3 nights. And he says, 3 nights you stay, then you can feel the vibrations. Generally, in Shakti Pita, the vibrations of Shakti emerge or become manifest more in the night time. That's why in Kali worship is always done in the night time. The night is considered as a more important, and also when the moon is not there. That means the new moon days, that is called Amavasya. So Amavasya days are precious for worship of better for worship of Mother Kali. So that is one system is there. Of course, there is a Devi worship of white Devi worship, black Devi worship. In Tantra, 2 kinds of worship is there. So this white Devi worship we find mostly in South India, where the Divine Mother is worshipped as Tripura Sundari. That Tripura Sundari is called white Devi worship. And Mother Kali is considered as a black Devi worship. So this black goddess is worshipped during the nights and during the Amavasya. And Tripura Sundari goddess, that is also Divine Mother's another form. That form is worshipped during Purnami, that is Purnima days, full moon nights, and in the daytime also you can worship. So that is how they divide these 2 Tantra paths are there. Now, what I mean to say is, in Dakshineswar, when you go there, there's a Mother Kali's main temple is there. Then there are 12 Shivalingas are there. 6, and then there is a separation, another 6 Shivalingas are there. So do you know that Lord Shiva's Shakti, that is his emanation or a manifestation as a Jyotirlinga in all over India was in number 12. So there are 12 Jyotirlingas are there. From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, if you take that, there are several places where that is only 12 places where the Jyotirlingas are there. So the Shiva Linga is made of Jyoti, made of light. It is not made of stone. It is not made of any metal. It is made of light. Though the light, suppose it gets solidified, how it will appear, that is what it appears now. So the great sages of the past, the Shiva Bhaktas, they have gone to those places and they have actually experienced the Jyotirlinga. So that is why they are called Jyotirlinga. So they have realized Shiva in the form of a Jyoti, of a light. So these 12 Jyotirlingas are represented in the 12 Jyotirlingas in Dakshineswar. So each Jyotirlinga you can go there, you can pour water or milk, and then you can say the Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiya Mamritat Om Namah Shivaya. We always say that. So that mantra is to be told when you pour on Shivalinga, and then you go around like that every Shivalinga. So 12 Shivalingas are there, and each Shivalinga has got steps. So in one of the steps, Sri Ramakrishna is sitting, and down below in another step, Yam is seated. And he is looking at Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna is looking down on him. And they were conversing. So what a beautiful imagery you see for us to meditate. Just even close your eyes and think how Yam used to meet Sri Ramakrishna in the steps. And when you go there, that's what I was going to tell you. When you go there, when you go through the steps, sit down there. And imagine 2 steps higher, Sri Ramakrishna is seated there. And you are talking to him. What a wonderful feeling it brings to you. So that's what he says. The master and he means Yam, were sitting on the steps of the Shiva temples, looking at the temple of Radhakanta. Just opposite the Shiva temples is the Radhakanta temple, just behind Mother's temple. Across the courtyard, the master simply looking at the Radhakanta temple, he has not even reached there. Looking at the temple, the master went into an ecstatic mood. Yam was a man full of emotion. Of course, he was a philosopher also. He studied Indian philosophy as well as Western philosophy. He was good in discussing philosophy. Along with that, he had a great heart.